is Hot Mics with Billy Bush, presented by our friends at LA Golf. And we have a very special day on tap today because we are pleased to welcome, and I'm going to hold up the magazine, the cover boy of AARP magazine, which of course stands for American Association of Rich People. And
no, it's
with
old,
no further
it's
ado,
old people. Old people, Billy. Old
where is
people.
he? Where's my guy? Oh, God. Is that what it stands for? I just got this, mag. I'm a new subscriber.
AARP is what you'd think I would know what the letters stand for, but I know this. You have to be 50 years old to be a member of AARP. So like when they said, do you want to be on the cover for years? I was like, no, it's an acknowledgement that I'm old. So finally I broke down, and they do great things, AARP, but yes, you have to be an old man. You just do.
The American Association of Retired People. But when I see you on there, I don't see retirement. I see a really, really busy guy. I see a vibrant and youthful man. I see, frankly, a wonderful person. And this is a funny thing. You're sitting in my chair in the studio back in Los Angeles. I invited you over to the studio. I forgot to tell you I'm on vacation and I'm in Maine. But thank you for being there. Thanks for being me.
So this is your pad. I love it. This is amazing.
Let me guess. When you arrived to the studio today, my landlord, who I refer to lovingly as Fred Trump, Howie Mandel, because he always asked me, where's the check? He showed you around. He couldn't stop, the tour. And
it's
you saw
unreal. What Howie has going on here.
I know.
I mean, I think he literally has HAL from 2001 out there, like that kind of computer technology. And a transporter.
There's more mannequins of him and like old wigs that he used to wear. Like, I think his perm is retired somewhere on a shelf.
I'm going to get to the bottom of when he made the decision to stop and just shave. I think I'm going to go on his show later today, and I'm going to find out everything.
You're wearing a hat because you're busy today.
I'm wearing a hat because I no, it's the hair transplants, Billy. They haven't really taken yet, so I'm wearing a hat today. No,
did you do those in Turkey?
No. It's all there. It's all real. It's all
Rob,
real.
let me start there, because people always say, if someone's going to compliment me, it's usually if I'm wearing pants, they can't see the calves. The calves are incredible, but
your calves are incredible.
Thank you, dude.
They're incredible.
Thank you, brother. I do appreciate that. They're sculpted. But
are they are they implants?
No. And you can't work them out. People who you see the guy, the big muscular guy in the gym, and he's doing like calf raises.
Yes.
You got to get implants. I think you have a lovely little set of calves. They're not overly pronounced. You can't have it all, Rob. And I was thinking, with your hair and with your handsomeness and with your wallet and your success career and your great sense of humor, I always say God's fair. Like, you can't have it all. But I'm trying to think, what don't you have?
I got a good one. I don't have hearing in my right ear. I'm deaf in one ear.
That's right.
I mean, the big man upstairs kind of fucked me over on stereo.
You can't. So what do you miss out? Musically,
Sergeant
you can't
Pepper's. I can't trip on acid and listen to Dark Side of the Moon.
Do you trip on acid?
I mean, I would have back when I wasn't sober.
Have you ever?
I did
acid?
I did mushrooms.
What was your favorite drug when you were rocking out?
Mushrooms were great, but only about twice a year.
Why can't you do a little chocolate mushroom now? You afraid that leads to the bottle, or is it just like, don't alter in any way?
I mean, I've been sober now since 1990.
Wow.
And what I've learned, among the many, many, many things I've learned in recovery, is that your addiction, even though you're sober, is out in the hallway doing push-ups.
Oh, wow.
In other words, getting stronger. So, if I did, it's a guy's, we're going to do ayahuasca. We're going to learn about something. It's like, that's not worth it to waken the beast that's doing the push-ups in the corner. Because I've seen many people with long-term sobriety go I remember one guy, very famous actor. He's like, I got sober at 23. I mean, everybody drinks at 23. It's part of what you're doing in college. And fuck, man, I'm going to be shooting a movie in France, and I want to have a bottle of red wine. I'm not going to do Coke or anything, but it's like, I was like, well, God bless you. Within 6 months, he had bitten a cop in the face and was in jail. I just want red wine. Okay, sure.
Is this anyone you went to high school with?
No.
Okay.
But it is someone famous.
But it is someone very famous.
Celebrity bites cop. Google.
Celebrity bites cop in face, thinking.
Actually, I think it was
after
stomach.
you got sober, so 30. I mean, it's been 30 years. Like, did you?
35,
was there ever after that moment where you got out of rehab and you were like, "That's it"? Was there ever a moment where you tried to noodle something like, let me just see if I can"? No, that was it. How did it stick the first time? That's crazy.
Well, one of the things I've learned also is that your weaknesses can be your flaws, and your flaws can be your weaknesses. So I'm very competitive. As you know, we've played tennis together. We've played golf together.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Very competitive. I am an overachiever, and I'm a pleasure to have in class. And I was not going to be the one to start counting my days over again. Not for anybody, not for anything.
Yeah, so you're in a lifelong competition and right now winning.
I mean, knocking on wood, and my experience is it just became the notion of I'm under no illusions, dude. I have a wine cellar that like I just put in the house that's insane, and it never occurs to me, it's for guests. It's for we entertain and the folks we know have good taste, and like it's nuts. It's like I'm the only schmuck that's got a big wine cellar in it, but it's for.
That would bother me if I was spending a lot of money on really good wine and not like for other people. I don't know. I mean, I'd have to.
Well, but right? look at it this way: you have a big Christmas party or a big Thanksgiving party, and you have a bunch of folks over, and what are you going to not have wine for them?
No, you do. You have to have
right?
that.
I mean, really.
And I know Rob Lowe is not going to have some cheap stuff. He's going to have a nice Bordeaux. He's going to have.
Dude, the Opus wall is brutal. The fact that I even know what that is.
Yeah. Have you ever given it a little?
Nope.
Under the nose? No.
Mm-mm. For what?
Because the guy's still doing push-ups right there, even with a sniff, or no?
Well, I don't. I'm not scared of it, and I'm not. But I'm not. I'm also not fantasizing about it. Do you know what I mean? So it's like, to what end am I?
Right.
Like, do you know what I mean? Like, what's? There's no upside. There's only downside, and I don't really care about it. But I will get a whiff every once in a while of like that, just like earthy, gnarly French, like red, and you're like, and it's pretty sick. I'm not gonna lie.
Just remember the push-ups.
Remember the push-ups.
It's funny because I did this episode a few weeks ago on alcohol, and like at 53, I like a cocktail and this thing, and I'm really starting to like it less and less and less, and yet it's kind of a default mechanism. And I'm at that place where I don't think it's a benefit. I'll tell you why. For me, the biggest downside is it amplifies the negative voice. Everyone has a negative voice in their head. You can't do this. You can't, it's not going to be a success. You're not going to do this. And alcohol, and especially a hangover after alcohol, during alcohol, you got the world, you no problem. At the negative voice gets amplified. It's
a depressive. So
yes,
it is. We know it's a depressive. So it can make you depressed. I listen, dude, you're in Maine for the summer.
Mm-hmm.
There's a part of me that goes, a gin and tonic on the porch. I get it. If I could do it, I would be right there. I love my summer gin and tonics. Loved them. Ah, but I loved them. Ah, but I did.
Rob, I'm looking. So I've got the AARP. Okay. And the
Are you
reason
trying to remind? Listen, I've been on the cover of GQ. I've been on the cover of People.
Right. You just got to move it. By the way, you're in Eating Well magazine right now,
I've been on
but
the cover
not
of Eating
you
Well.
didn't make the cover.
Well, you can't have everything.
I'll tell you why, though, because inside you reveal your favorite sandwich is a ham and mayo on a baguette. And that's not eating well.
No, eating what they call clean, I need to do. If I were to take my health and well-being to the next step, it would be eating, because I've already sussed out that at this studio where I am, I'm going to be hungry in a little bit, and I've already sussed out that I can get In-N-Out Burger here.
Yeah, and Howie has so many people that they could go get it now, and by the time we're done talking, it would be right in front of you.
Just be yum, 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 yum. Yeah, I got to get to that. Like, you follow Mark Wahlberg on social media? Like, he makes me laugh. So I love him so much. But he's like, we eating in the morning. We're eating some morning. We clean in the morning. We're gonna have get a little salmon. We're gonna have a little leaf lettuce. We're gonna have some carrots. God bless up. We're having a little. I was like, fuck. I want to be like that. That guy. That guy gets clean.
And he starts working out at 3 o'clock in the morning.
4 a.m. club. 4 a.m. club. Welcome to the 4 a.m. club.
It's not possible.
No.
Nope. Anyway, listen. The magazine did go through an amazing sort of walk through your career, and for those people who have never heard of you, which I think there's a few, maybe like
there's some.
3.
There's some.
There's some. Sure. Got to be. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed just going through your life, your first acting gig in Dayton, Ohio at 10 years old. You're seeing Oliver, and this becomes the aha moment at 10. Who knows what they're going to do with their lives at 10 years old? But Rob Lowe, at 11 years old, you knock on Liza Minnelli's door in a hotel. Ms. Minnelli. And there's an 11-year-old boy standing there. You convinced the concierge to give you the room number because you saw her in the lobby. Yep. What was that little hang like with Liza Minnelli like? She was drinking some fine
I was going to say, speaking of red wine, she was drinking red wine. It was probably about 11:30 in the morning. And I knocked on the door, and her then husband, Jack Haley Jr., whose father was Jack Haley Sr., the Tin Man, opened the door and like they let me in, and I came and I sat and talked to them. Liza was in a kimono or something and splayed out on a chaise and drinking red wine and eating chocolates, I remember. And wow. And we talked about acting, and I mean, I just thought it was like the coolest thing ever. And it was the coolest thing ever. But looking back, I'm sure they were like, dude, there's some like freaky little kid here that wants to talk. Let him in. And like, I'm sure I was like a freak curiosity to them, but they were so kind to me and just treated me like a regular person. And I asked her advice. And then, as fate would have it, a decade or two later, she had 2 seats reserved for me, front row at the Hollywood Bowl, when I got to see her perform.
Did she remember? Was she like, I remember you, 11-year-old boy, in my hotel room, or did you get a chance to remind her of that you were that boy?
I definitely reminded her. It was unclear. I don't think she remembered. Maybe she had a lot of young boys coming through the hotel. I'm not going to draw that analogy necessarily. But
come on in. Kiefer Sutherland just left. Yeah. Have a seat.
Yeah.
So, oh my God. So, and then you acted, I guess, intermittently, but the big break is about 15 years old. Is that when The Outsiders came? Is that you did a sitcom that didn't?
Yeah, I mean, the first break was the sitcom, because I mean, to go from doing a couple of commercials and being in children's theater to being on national television, even though it was a very, 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 very short-lived TV series, that was insane, because that was the power. I learned the power of TV in the week that the show came out. Like, you'd have screaming girls try to tear your clothes off. Like, literally, on one Friday, I could walk through the quad of my high school, like a theater nerd that I was. And then the next Friday, like you'd have girls like literally try to pull your clothes off. And it was just because you're on TV. It's crazy.
Really?
Yeah.
And even on a short-lived show, which obviously, if it had a huge audience, I mean, but they knew.
Well, also the other thing is, in those days, that would have been 1979. There were still just 3 networks, so the show was a disaster with probably 15 million people watching it on a Friday night.
Wow, that's considered a failing show.
Yeah, oh yeah, 15 million.
God. So the audition for, so at this time you're living in Malibu. You're going to high school. RDJ, Robert Downey Jr.'s, in your class, but you're living next to the Sheens, Martin, Emilio, Charlie next door. I have to imagine that there was some fun with those guys. You climb the wall. Charlie, let's go. Who was more fun, Emilio or Charlie?
Oh, Charlie. They're both really fun. But Charlie.
Were they angel and devil, like on the shoulder? Like Emilio's like, let's play Parcheesi, and Charlie's
no. Emilio knew how to.
No,
Emilio knew how to have a good time, but he's very, very focused and very serious, and he's always been. He was writing. I'll never forget him writing a screenplay. Right as we were doing Outsiders, and it became a movie, and I was like, God damn! And I think he wrote and directed his first movie at 24. Emilio's super driven like that, and then Charlie was. Loved to have a good time. And we would go to Dodger games together. We loved baseball, Dodger games, movies. He was best friends with my brother Chad. They were really, really, really close. And particularly around baseball. Charlie was a great baseball player. Really, really could throw.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie could probably throw in the high 80s. Easy.
He was the wild thing.
Yeah.
But you also talked about it really blew up with the Outsiders, but the Outsiders was like a Hunger Games of an audition process.
Yes.
Everybody wanted to be in this movie. Everybody wanted to be in it, and there were thousands of people auditioning for it. So when you got that part, that was it. I mean, you must have thought, well, if I can get through that, shit, I can get through anything.
There was a lot of that. I wonder if the best actors survived. You could debate it, but I can tell you that the most competitive and the actors who could take the pressure and the actors who could deliver when asked, they for sure, that was the group that got the parts in the Outsiders, for sure.
And the popularity with the ladies must have at that point gone to DEFCON 10.
The Outsiders is a magical elixir, and I see it even today with the Broadway show, The Outsiders. Those kids who were completely unknown until they did the show. When they come out, it's like the Beatles. There's 7 people deep, screaming and yelling. So if you get to be an outsider, if you get to be a greaser, there's something about that book and S.E. Hinton and what it unlocks. I think really what it is what it unlocks in a teenage girl. And ironically, it's not so much teenage boys. I mean, but boys love the Outsiders. Don't get me wrong. But it's teenage girls lose because I think it's a peek for them into the world of young men that they don't get. Right? It's like, it's a real look behind the curtain to what guys are going through. So I think it resonates for young women in a way that's really extraordinary.
But it was the blessing and the curse, because it opened up unbelievable doors. It made you super famous, but then, you're also young and you're immature, and there are all kinds of opportunities, not just career-wise, but to go downhill. And unavoidable, right? I mean, the partying began, the raging began then, yeah?
I mean, yeah, I always was, and I still am. I just don't, nothing has changed other than I don't do drugs and alcohol. But I still treat having fun like it's part of my job, which I did then. And look, there were other guys out there who didn't. That's just not in their DNA. I want to create memories. At the end, that's all we have.
Yeah.
And so I'm still doing that. I'm still the guy who will go here, do that, where others want to sit on the couch or do whatever. But when I was young, and in my 20s, and everybody's out there, drinking and doing whatever they're doing, that was a part of it for sure. But it was always in service of like creating being part of a great memory.
Do you feel very lucky to have survived that time? I mean, I have been caught up in headlines around the country. You have been caught up in headlines around the country at a young age.
Yeah.
I was much older, but you survived it. If it were now, who knows? Were you very lucky to be living in a time where a young person could make a mistake and survive and thrive and get better and get well? Look at the man you are today. I worry that we live in a time where maybe we're coming out of it. I'm not sure. Where a young guy or anyone can evolve.
Well, I mean, I think the issue is now that everybody is in everybody's business, like it or not, with social media, the media, cell phones, cameras on cell phone. I mean, it's the same old cast of characters of technology that have made us what we are, which wasn't around when I was coming up and making mistakes. If you're everybody's human. Everybody makes mistakes, and I think it's good for people to ask themselves, to think about the mistake that they've made, and everybody has it. Like, what's the one where you're just like, I just don't ever want to revisit it. If that had become public, how would they feel? Because today, everything has the potential to become public, and but I know that people are appreciate a comeback story, and appreciate people who do the work. Like, if you in anything, whatever job you have or whatever moment you have of weakness or mistake, if you learn from it and you make a life change or grow, or like I decided to get sober, I decided I was done running around. I'd had a great time, but I wanted to get married and have kids. And like, if you find a new path, I think that's of real value. And I think.
But you didn't have guys on Twitter who were endless trolls being idiots and like just piping all the time. I mean, Twitter's a terrible. You're very good at social media, but I think altogether it's more negative than it is positive. Everything starts. My worry about AI is that everything starts super positive. You can get any kind of incredible images you can create, you can connect, you can any kind of piece of information. And then we worry about the underbelly. Twitter started as a wonderful place for a guy who's a violin enthusiast in Beijing to connect with one in Stockholm, and they become friends and connected and share ideas. But then the underbelly always comes.
That would be.
That was not. You're part of it now, but from a heightened position.
Yeah, and also I think I like to think I have, as they say in the therapy world, I think my relationship with social media is right-sized.
Oh, good. Explain that.
Which is,
you don't doom scroll in the morning and just be like, "What am I've been here an hour."
I never. I doom scroll, but I don't really look at comments that much. Okay. I do from time to time, but I truly am not driven by it. It'll be if I want to know if people liked something or whatever, I'll do it. But I'm not driven by that. My wife will tell you that I'm on TikTok too much. She's very on my ass about being on TikTok. But that algorithm, brother, that algorithm knows me better than anybody in the world does.
It's crazy.
It does. It knows.
My brother will fake irritable bowel syndrome to go to the bathroom so he can watch TikTok for an hour. And like, I know you're not still in there. And he's just trying to find a place to look at So damn addictive.
It's so addictive. But on the other hand, is I learn a lot. Like I'll have some sort of nugget of something, and somebody go, "Where did you hear that?" Or "Where did you know?" I'm like, TikTok. So
oh wow,
it's a function of what you're looking at. And by the way, I don't want to present myself as some highfalutin, intellectual snob. But I'm not watching TikTok dances. It's like it learns what you're interested in, right? So I'm interested in science, technology, politics, the world, entertainment, and people who have maybe losing their hair. I'm obsessed with that. Hence, Howie Mandel.
You're obsessed with your hair, I got to tell you something. Yeah. Confession time.
Yeah.
I take recently. My girlfriend told me you have great hair, but it might at some point you should take a minoxidil pill. So now she's got me taking minoxidil, one pill at night as a prevention. You don't want to be sitting there one day trying to get it all back. Bro. So do you do anything preventative?
Bro, speaking of magazine covers, so I hadn't been on a magazine cover in a lot of years because I'd been, doing whatever. So, and I got a magazine cover for the West Wing, but this is 1999. So first magazine cover in a long time, People magazine. I get the cover. I'm super excited. I look at it and I'm like, oh my God, I might be a little thinning up around the noggin. And bro, I treated that as seriously as a nuclear threat to the United States. I immediately 99. I immediately got on the old Propish pill. And I was feeling kind of guilty about it. I was like, really? Am I going to do this? And then I was over at, won't name the name, but a Academy Award nominated male movie star of the highest degree. And I saw that he had a pallet. Like when you go to Costco and you get
Tom Cruise's house and
a pallet. A pallet.
Am I right? The way you just looked in your eyes, I was right. You're at Tom Cruise.
No, it was not Tom. It was not.
You're
Tom.
messing with me now.
It wasn't Tom. It wasn't Tom.
Okay.
But I thought if it's good enough for them, it's good enough for me. So yeah, I'm a big believer in it's better to be too early than to be too late.
Are you doing any peptides? Are you doing any hormonal therapy replacement? Nothing like that.
I haven't. And I love that stuff. I love all of that stuff.
How about a weekend to Cialis? 5 milligrams just for the weekend.
Just for the weekend. Interesting. Yeah. Is that? I like it. It's a Friday night, honey.
Jerry Seinfeld has the greatest joke about the Cialis.
Yeah,
the Cialis commercial. He goes, "I don't get it. If they're strong enough to carry 2 bathtubs up to the top of the hill, why can't they have sex?"
Here's what I don't understand about all those commercials. Nothing makes me want to have sex less than those commercials.
Sitting in the tub.
I mean, let's just be real with each other. You're taking Cialis to have sex. So you make a commercial for Cialis that is anti-sex. I don't get it. I really, truly don't get it.
Another question about in 90, you went to rehab. I just want to know, did you want to go or did someone say you need to go?
Well, again, the competitive nature of me is, turns out there was a, what do they call it? An intervention. There was an intervention planned that I made the decision to go before they could intervene. And I was like, yes, it's my choice.
Oh, you heard about it.
No.
You got wind.
No, I didn't get wind. It was just, it was, so no, I was not it was my choice. It was 100% my choice. I woke up one morning and was like, you know what? I'm done. I'm tired.
What had you done the night before?
Well, I'll tell you exactly. I had, I was very close to my grandparents, very, very close to them. And my grandpa had a heart attack. Oh. And my mother was calling me. These are the days of answering machines and screening remember screening your calls?
Oh yeah.
It was like,
hey,
hi,
bro, I'm here. Absolutely. Yeah.
It was like, hey, this is Billy. Leave a message. Beep. And it'd be like, hey man, are you there? Pick up.
Yeah.
Yo, remember those days?
Don't do that to me, dude. Pick up.
Yeah. So this was my mom calling at probably 11:30 at night going, hey, Rob, it's your mom. Are you there? Are you there? Are you there? And I'm it's Friday night or Saturday night, so I'm, as my grandpa would say, 3 sheets to the wind.
Yeah.
And she's saying my grandpa's had a heart attack. He's in the hospital.
Oh.
And I could not didn't want to pick up in the state I was in. And I remember
felt bad.
I remember my thinking, my great addict thinking was, I know what I need to do. This is very serious. I need to help my mother. I need to go to my bedside table where my Cuervo Gold bottle of tequila resides. I need to chug it so I can go to sleep, so I can wake up, so I can deal with this. And that seemed like perfectly natural. And I walked into the bathroom and I looked, and it's such a cliche. It's so funny looking back. I looked at myself in the mirror. It was like, really? And I've had a couple of them. You want to call them a God shot. You want to call it whatever you want to call it. I've had a number of them in my life where it was like being hit like a bolt of lightning. And I knew I was done. And
the next morning, so did you finish the bottle, or did you not complete the bottle?
I finished the bottle. I went to sleep. Okay. And the next morning I had carried a business card of a woman who was a drug and alcohol counselor. I'd carried it in my wallet for over a year. So somehow deep within me, I must have known. Mm-hmm. And I had it, and I called her, and she just like swooped in and rallied the troops, and I was on a plane to a rehab 24 hours later. And when I got to rehab, I loved it. Loved it.
What'd you love about it?
Because I realized I wasn't crazy. I realized I wasn't alone. I heard people who I'd, in theory, nothing in common with, telling my story, my fears, my, fucked up thinking, whatever. And I realized, oh, dude, you're just a garden variety alcoholic. There's nothing special about you. You're just a garden variety dude who needs to put down the bottle. That's it. Stop overcomplicating this. And I learned how to do it. And I learned that people in recovery, you look at people who are drawn to drugs and alcohol are usually really interesting people. They're super emotional. They're super talented. A lot of them are artists. And you get sober, and that part of you just gets enhanced, and you get to be a better version of yourself. I was lucky. I met really cool people. People embraced me, and I loved it. I never looked back. I was ecstatic.
Do people keep that? Do people numb that because they're afraid of failure? Do you think? Like, what do you, like? Every time I go, last year, 2 years, 2 months of the summer, I was like, I'm just going to take a break.
Yeah.
And I didn't have anything to drink for 2 months. Wow. I mean, you're firing in all cylinders. I wonder, I'm like, why did I return? Well, I don't know.
I mean, look, I have nothing against it. If it worked for me and I could get away with it, I would do it in a minute. Drinking is social. Wine is great. I mean, if I could do it, I would do it in 2 seconds. And by the way, the other part of it is, on the other side of it, if I weren't happier, having more fun, and having better results, I would go back to partying tomorrow.
Right. Unfortunately, you keep winning. You keep doing interesting things. You keep being challenged in new ways. You're writing, you're producing, you're hosting The Floor on Fox, which is, by the way, if you haven't known, I think that was a giveaway. I haven't refreshed the audience in a minute here. Rob Lowe, the great Rob Lowe, in studio with me. Proud to call you a friend. And I think you do. I mean, what is it that you're writing? You've written 3 books?
I've written
2 books.
I've written 2. I may or may not be writing a 3rd one. I'm not supposed to talk about it yet. But I'm writing a 3rd book.
Yeah.
We're going to announce that soon. I'm developing 2 new television series that are, one's a drama, one's a comedy, both super interesting that I'll be doing first part of next year. And I have a movie coming out in the fall, and you know, and I'm busier than I've ever been. I'm more fulfilled, more curious. Super excited. My son got engaged. My oldest son.
Which
Matthew.
one, John Owen or Matthew?
No, Matthew. My oldest son, Matthew.
Matthew's, yeah. He's the businessman.
He's the businessman, and he's beautiful fiance, wonderful woman named Emily, and so that's like seismic for me. I'm like, oh, because I love my family so much, and I love being a dad, and that's the new thing. And I don't want to put the cart before the horse here, but I do wonder what I want to be called when I'm a grandfather, and I'm opening it up to public. I want to workshop this. I want to. What is it when you have a bunch of people?
I can tell you what we called my father.
Yes. What?
Bops with a B. I don't think that's you, but
Bops,
not Pops.
No, Bops. And then there's some people go with Poppy. I know that was a big one.
That's a good one.
Poppy, Bops. I got to think about this.
Not Grampy. No. I got to be honest. It's got to be a sexy grandpa name. Is
there such a thing?
I think so. Yeah, Richard Gere's a sexy grandpa. You're a sexy grandpa.
But they're not calling him. But his grandkids aren't calling him sexy grandpa. I'm not saying
James Brolin is a great-looking older man. I see James Brolin in things. What was he in recently? Ransom Canyon on Netflix. And I thought, God, Brolin is great-looking.
He is professionally handsome. There's no getting around it.
What is handsome? People always talk about you're handsome. Do you? You must love it. I think you would love it. But, sometimes women don't like, that's enough on my looks. But you don't get tired of that, do you? Do you think you're good looking? Do you ever look in the mirror and say, "There's something, Billy? I don't love my eyelids."
Let me tell you something, Billy. Here's the way it goes.
Here it comes.
I realize that there is no version of complaining about people talking about how I look where I win. There's no version. So
I agree.
And so I just shut up. Like if I have, does it make me uncomfortable? It's a combination of makes me really uncomfortable and makes me feel really good. There's
no fighting that.
No, it's a double-edged sword. And
you're locked in it.
And so, when I see the next, male ingenue come up the flagpole, and they're, yeah, man, I'm
a brooding actor.
And they're doing the Quasimodo thing. And I'm like, bruh, just give in. You're an Adonis.
You need one more business. Consultant.
I'd like to open a consulting business.
Career longevity consultant in Hollywood. And you just take, personal meetings with people. Like if they're doing really well and they made a lot of money and they're young, you can sit down and talk to them about the long haul. I think I would spend that if I was kicking ass and I was 29, 31, I'd be like, I'm going to sit with Rob Lowe and I'm going to give him $50,000 for 2 hours of tell me what the...
I go to my peers. I had a great lunch with Michael Caine recently, and because I'm always looking ahead and I'm going, how do I be you? How do I transition into being Michael Caine?
Michael Caine.
Michael Caine. He said, well, you're
Michael Caine.
You're doing it now, aren't you?
I'm doing it now. Michael Caine.
You just keep doing what you're doing and you will be me one day.
Oh, God, I think of Michael Caine, then I think of Gene Hackman. These are every movie's better with Hackman or Caine in it. If you can't get Caine, you got to get Hackman. You just, legends, right? That just warmed you all over you. You're feeling that everywhere.
When Gene, who I never met, when he passed away a few months ago, it put me back on watching all of his work. And the one I love, which is underappreciated because it was so commercial, and he's obviously done a lot of very prestigious, work, is Crimson Tide.
Oh,
dude. Crimson Tide. He and Denzel going at it. Come on. So good.
Hackman to me is Hoosiers.
That's what I'm saying. Hoosiers What's the Wes Anderson movie he did with Gwyneth is unbelievable. Come on, producers, you know this.
Ask Fred Trump.
Fred Trump will know.
No, he's giving someone else a tour right now.
Yeah.
What was it? Royal Tenenbaums. Yeah, of course.
Oh, the Royal Tenenbaums with him. Oh my God.
That was Gwyneth. That was Luke Wilson. That
Great
was
movie. Great movie.
I think it was actually Owen Wilson too.
Danny Glover. Yeah.
Rob, you've had so many iterations. We've got we launch. We think of The Outsiders, then we think of the Brat Pack era, the films that St. Elmo's about last night. We've got that. Then we get to the adult era, The West Wing that begins. Then we get the crazy comedies. Wait a minute. Before that, we get to Tommy Boy and Wayne's World and Austin Powers and then we get to the adult West Wing and that stuff. And then we get, further down the road with, there's so many iterations. Which one surprises you the most? Like, holy shit, how did I get into this?
I like all of them.
Yeah, you like them, but which one, like, can you believe that you ended up in these, silly, stupid comedies like Austin Powers and Wayne's that are truly iconic cultural?
Well, so when I was a young kid and wanting to be an actor, so we're talking 13, 14, 15, I was always drawn to heavy dramas. Like I remember smuggling my tape recorder into the theater and recording One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest so I could have it. It was like bootlegging.
Wow.
And then that was one thing, but then I would always find a way to make sure my parents would let me stay up for Saturday Night Live.
Yeah.
So
of course.
I had those were my North Stars. Like I was a comedy aficionado from the beginning, from the time I was the first year of Saturday Night Live. So I loved that. And then the notion that I would end up hosting the show as many times as I did and being accepted by, and it was Lorne Michaels saw in me the ability to have a comic forward career. And based on what I did when I hosted, and then when Mike and everybody were writing the first Wayne's World, they had the idea to put me in it, and that was Mike and Lorne. And they wanted somebody who'd have been on a fucking movie set before. And literally, like, I was like, Mike, this is called a mark. This is a piece of tape, and this is where we were going to stand. So the camera,
where are my cue cards?
So the camera can focus on us.
Yeah.
Literally. And then it just went from there, and I just rode that wave. And I actually am convinced that my work in Tommy Boy, Wayne's World, Austin Powers enabled me to get the West Wing, which I had to audition for. And when I read for Aaron Sorkin and read for everybody laughed throughout the audition, laughed uproariously. And when it was done, Aaron turned to the studio and network presidents and said, "See, I told you this scene was funny."
Wow. So you're the only guy that got the comedy part of it.
Yep.
Sam Seaborn. Now, when I ask if there's any career regrets, you walked away from West Wing. Is that a regret in hindsight?
No. Because Aaron left the same time I did. I mean, he left a few episodes before me, and the West Wing went on afterwards.
But had they said, "Here's $1 million an episode," you couldn't have left.
Oh, not even $1 million. I would have taken it if they'd have said, "We're going to give you the same raise we gave Allison Janney or Dule Hill." I would have said yes.
You got less than Dule Hill?
I got less of a raise. I didn't get any raise ever. They all got raises.
Why, Sam Seaborn? That was your question.
You'd have to ask John Wells and about that. I have a lot of respect for John. He's his new show, The Pit, is great.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
But they felt that everybody should get a raise, but I shouldn't. And even then, I went to Aaron and was like, "Bro, it's a business thing. You guys run the business. At the end of the day, I don't have any control over that. But if you write for me. If you promise me you'll give me 2 scripts a year that are centered on Sam, like the last time you did, and I got an Emmy nomination for it, and they couldn't agree to that either, then I knew it was time to go. And that was a thing.
That takes balls to walk away, because as an actor, sometimes you're wondering, where's the next thing? Did you have enough money at that point to, if it never went well again, you'd be okay?
No, I didn't. And it wasn't that. It was I had 2 young boys, and I could see a situation where, like my experience of The West Wing, to the outside world, it looks like the greatest relationship in the world. And in many ways it is and was, right? But behind the scenes, what people don't know are the details that I just shared. And I could see a scenario where my boys could find themselves in a relationship like that, or a job like that. And I would be advocating as a dad that you need to stand up for yourself. You need to advocate for yourself. If you're not valued, it doesn't matter what it looks like on the outside. And I would certainly want to and would give that advice. But if I couldn't take that advice for myself, how could I live with myself?
Right. It all worked out. You made the right decision. Things ended up being okay.
And it's a great show. I have no regrets, no ill will, no nothing. I got to be.
But sometimes, look, you got to know when to walk away, and even if it wasn't, it hit. You'd leave people wanting more. I think in the end of the day, it's probably the right thing. The right thing happened.
Yeah, and look, and like I said, after I left 3-4 episodes later, Aaron left, and then the show was never. It was a good show, but it was never the same. I mean, we won 4 Emmys when we were doing it, and after that, they didn't win any. I'm just saying, as Ty Cobb said, ain't bragging if you done it.
The movie you talked about, Rob, St. Elmo's Fire, is getting a reboot. We had Life at 21. Now it's Life at 61.
Yep.
The gang is back together. Have you started filming?
No, we're waiting. We have 1 draft of the script in. We had some notes. The new draft is literally supposed to be delivered to me today.
Wow.
First draft was really good. Here's what you want in a first draft. You want to go, oh, yes, this is a fucking movie, right? So that's
how excited are you?
I could not be more excited. And here's what reading it, I realized, oh, I'm emotional just reading it. Wait till
is everybody in it?
Everybody's in it. It's
how excited. How about Demi Moore? How about the year that she's had? And I mean, you must be watching the Globes and the Oscars going, ah!
Yeah, super excited for her. She's always been such a great, criminally underrated actor.
Yeah.
And it was great to see her. I mean, I think her performance and I say this not because I'm in it, but I think her performance in About Last Night is one of the great performances, and her performance at Ghost. In the stuff that she's done later in life, including The Substance. I mean, I'm thrilled for her, and it's her time.
Can you give us a plot point, or are you allowed to say nothing about Santa?
I cannot say, but it's really good.
All right. One of the great accomplishments of your life, I would say the greatest accomplishment, and from it comes your amazing sons with whom you have a very good relationship. So that is, when you die, Rob Lowe, of all the great things you've done, you were a great dad. Your boys are so close with you. You have a great relationship with them. I love seeing everything on Instagram when I see those guys. But Cheryl Burkhoff, your wife, blind date in 1983.
Yeah.
Then you reconnect 7 years later. I just want to know, how did you blow the date? I mean, what did you do on the blind? Why didn't it pick up right then and there?
Well, it went pretty well, but there were extenuating circumstances.
Stage fright?
No, I may or may not have had a girlfriend I was running around on. She may or may not have had a boyfriend she was, looking for an exit with. So we had to clear the decks
7 years later, you had to clear a lot of decks.
A lot of decks. Yeah, it was again.
But you made out that night. You kissed her.
Oh,
yeah.
Bro, I'm not. This is me in the 80s. You think I'm going on a blind date and coming home, all chilled out? Come on, man.
Rob, you told me the story. We're playing golf, and in one time we're playing golf together, and there's a view of the dormitories at UCLA. And I'll never forget, you said, oh, yeah, back in the day, I used to drive over there, and sometimes I'd ring the doorbell, and I'd go, did somebody order a pizza? And the girls would be like, oh, pizza. They'd come down, there's Rob Lowe holding a pizza. He left 3 days later.
Well, I don't know if anybody's doing that anymore. If you can get away with it, but
I don't think so.
But
not every pizza delivery man looks like Rob Lowe.
I mean, listen. I don't know who was happier, the people answering the door or me on the other side of it. But yeah,
I know you may not be comfortable dispensing marital advice, but I know you've done some therapy and some marriage counseling, and you do it ahead of schedule, so you're not playing catch up.
It's no different than hair loss, bruh. You think you take that Propecia, the first sign of an issue, marital stuff, same thing. It's like you get your oil checked in your engine once a year. Why wouldn't you go in and get your marriage checked?
Oh, third parties are great. I know you're competitive, so I can see you sitting in front of the therapist going, am I right? Did I win that one?
Yes, 100%.
It's nothing like winning over a therapist. In fact, it's like, I think I'm on a roll here. I've got them on my side.
Doesn't it feel good? I love it. By the way, I usually don't win. Usually it's Cheryl is almost always right. That, by the way, it's I'm not inventing anything here. We all know that the key to a long marriage is, the happy wife, happy life. It's very true.
All right, 5 quick questions, and then I'm going to let you go get mauled by my landlord, Howie Mandel, who's so excited you're there. What was your nickname growing up?
I never had a nickname for whatever reason. Maybe it's because I moved too often as a child until I finally got a nickname on the set of Parks and Recreation, and the great Amy Poehler calls me Rolo.
Rolo. Oh, I like that.
And so,
which is better than mine, which is Rablomi. Name another word more abused than literally.
No, I'm responsible for it. My character on Parks and Rec. That's where I got the name of my podcast, which is called Literally. And
literally,
I know that something that's really, there are a couple cool things that happen in careers. You're like, whoa, you star in the Walk of Fame. Wow, that's cool. The dictionary has literally changed the definition of the word literally. And it was a few years after Parks and Rec. I'm not necessarily saying that character had anything to do with it, but literally is now used correctly, even when you misuse it.
Your podcast is a very successful one, and how was it? Who came up with the idea for literally? Like, oh my God, that's perfect.
The name was. I came up with the idea for the name because I wanted something that was a title that didn't sound like a title, and that just seemed like a cool word. It's like I love movies and TV shows and things that like I remember when Die Hard came out. That was the name of a battery. It had nothing to do with anything. Although you go, I guess he would, if he died, he would have died hard. It was just a cool word that meant like U2. What is that? What's a spy plane? What does that have to do with a rock bomb? But it's kind of cool. So I was looking for a one-word thing that, and literally being a nod to the folks who liked Parks and Rec, of which those people actually are the types of people who are listening to podcasts then.
Yeah.
That's how I came up with it.
How many years has literally been going?
Okay, so I started it the week COVID happened. So
wow,
that's 6. Is that 6 years almost?
It makes you that makes you very much ahead of the curve. Best part about being deaf in one ear?
Oh, Oh, and I honestly, if they said to me tomorrow, hey, we can treat that, we can turn on that ear, I don't know if I'm doing it, because when I go to sleep at night, I can sleep on that good ear, man, and I don't hear anything.
That's cool. That's cool. Yeah. And you can say always, I'm sorry, I'm deaf in one ear.
Sorry.
I didn't hear you.
I didn't know. Couldn't hear you.
And now I'm the victim and you feel badly for busting my balls. One thing, Cheryl, your amazing wife, would change about you if the rest remained the same. One little tweak.
Oh, she would like me to be more handy around the house, for sure.
Do you know where the fuse box is, Rob Lowe?
No.
Yeah, me neither.
No. I do know, but listen, I do know other things. Like, if the zombie apocalypse comes, I am ready.
Okay.
Now, I can protect my wife from the zombie apocalypse, but I can't help her with the light bulb going out.
Yeah, they're not going to do that.
No, seriously, you know what it is like, if I am up taking the leaves out of the gutter and I fall, the whole express train is over.
Yeah.
Right? I'll do it. Listen, I like physical labor. I really like physical labor, but I'm a bit of a Fabergé egg, Billy.
You're on a surfboard. That's where you're going to put out you expend your energy.
That's right.
Are you still, after Katie, Gail, and Lauren Sanchez, do you still want to go to space? Because sometimes the people don't react well to it.
It's funny you say that. I was on a talk with Blue Origin 2 days ago.
You going?
I'm talking to Blue Origin.
Wow. Can I go with you?
See, wouldn't it be sick?
You need someone just to hang on to. You can grab me.
Cheryl doesn't want me to go. By the way, to be clear, I have not been offered a seat on Blue Origin. To be clear, I don't want this to be, but to be clear, but if there's a world where that were to happen, I kind of feel like you have to do it.
Yeah.
And here's the reason why. I think that the minute we're reminded that we are all just citizens of the earth is the minute that we begin to recognize our similarities and our shared humanity. I don't mean to be too highfalutin about it, but I actually really believe that. So to come off of that and to be able to see, they call it the overview effect. They actually have a name for it. It's called the overview effect. When you see the overview effect and you come back, it's profoundly perspective giving. And I one of the things that I really do with my life now is I'm a storyteller and a communicator, whether it's on the podcast or whether it's in the books or whether it's in a one-man show. There are a lot of actors, some better, some worse. But I really feel like what I do is tell stories and connect with people in that way. And to go up there and to be able to share that experience, I think would be valuable. So I'm if I get the chance, I'll probably do it. And you're gonna have to come convince Cheryl Lowe to let me do it.
I'm gonna do that. Cheryl Lowe, I think at the end of the day, she realizes this is a once in a lifetime, and you got to do it. The floor. Have you been over to Ireland to tape this? And are all the contestants Irish this year? I mean, how do you get people over there?
We get them over there. We have an amazing set, very expensive, huge set. The new season starts the end of September. We've added new wrinkles to the game that have really, really elevated it. I was very worried about screwing with something that works. It's like tic-tac-toe works. We don't need an improved tic-tac-toe. We don't need improved chess. And I'll be damned. These new wrinkles are next level. The energy shooting the season in terms of the gameplay and the players was unbelievable. A lot of that has to do with the fact that the show is become a little mini sensation. So there's a sense of occasion now on that set that there wasn't when it was a new show. So now
I don't want to upset anybody at Fox, but I think it's bigger than Masked Singer. I think. I don't know. I don't want to say anything.
It is.
Okay, well, you upset them then. There we go.
Ken Jeong, sorry, brah.
Sorry, Ken.
Sorry, Kenny. Love
Too short to host a game show.
Love you.
Rob Lowe, you are my fire, my one desire.
You're my
Thank
Elmo.
you, buddy.
You're my Elmo. I'm your fire.
Rob, you don't hit your drive straight that often, so I just want to say quickly, Bryson DeChambeau has developed the swing speed matches the club head. It's almost puts it in the fairway for you, so this will give you a chance against
Have
me.
you tried that club yet?
Are you kidding me? I own the club. I'm the biggest mouthpiece for it, and my game's even better. Rob, I'm a 7 handicap.
What is that club called again?
It's called the Face ID Club. So your swing speed matches the club head is designed for you, and it just puts it in the fairway for you.
All right.
So
I'm literally, as they say, I'm on it today.
And we'll set you up with a nice discount because I know things have been hard lately. Yeah. So I want to be able to help out.
Always looking for a deal.
Love you, buddy. There goes the great Rob Lowe.
Bushman.
And that, my friends, is Hot Mics.
Bushman.
Bye-bye.
Bushman.
Bushman!